What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be covering insurance. Now, I know that there's a lot of questions about what type of policies you'll need for your pet sitting and dog walking business, and that's what we're going to cover today. If you're new to my channel, I'm Shelly Beyer, the creator of Pet Brainy, and I put out new videos every Tuesday with my best strategies and tips to help you grow your pet business. There are 4 different types of insurance policies that you may need at some point in your pet sitting business. So that's what we're going to cover today. Now, the first type of insurance is pet care insurance. Any dog walking business or pet sitting company is going to need pet care insurance. The pet industry is a high-risk industry. You never know what could happen. Now, this policy is much more than a general liability insurance policy. It covers everything from rekeying a home to paying medical expenses for a dog fight to a kitchen flooding because the water was left on. It covers so many different things. And with this industry, if you own a pet sitting company, you're going to run into things once in a while that you're not going to want to pay out of pocket. It gets very expensive. I had an insurance claim against my company for a faucet being left on, and I know that we did not do it, but the client is accusing us of doing it. So anyway, the insurance stepped in. It did end up going to court, and it's still there. It's going through court right now, but if I didn't have insurance, then I would be having to pay for this out of pocket. Now, with the insurance company stepping in, they're actually taking care of all of the court proceedings and everything, and I don't even have to worry about it. It gives you that peace of mind that you definitely need when running a pet sitting company. Because like I said, anything can happen at any time. So you want to make sure that you're covered and insured. And you want to make sure that you have coverage on every employee that you hire too. Every time you hire a new employee, double check to make sure that they're under the policy. You want to make sure and stay on top of that, because if something happens when they're out on the job and you don't have them covered, it gets very scary. So make sure that you have that coverage on each of your employees. So that leads us to the second type of coverage that you may need, and that is called employee dishonesty coverage. Now, I'm sure that you've heard the word bonding before. A lot of companies advertise that they're bonded and insured. Well, in the pet sitting industry, we don't actually get bonded. We get employee dishonesty coverage, and this covers the client in case theft happens inside their home. So you definitely want to get this type of coverage because you never know when somebody may be accused of theft, and you don't want to have to pay that out of pocket. Now, this coverage you can actually just add on to your existing pet care insurance policy. It's very simple. At checkout, you just click the little button to get dishonesty coverage, and then it's on your policy. But you will want to make sure and get this type of coverage if you have employees. The third type of insurance that you may need for your business is called workman's compensation insurance. Now, this type of coverage is to protect the employees when they're out working on a job. If something happens and they get hurt, this is the type of insurance that covers that. Now, you don't actually need this coverage until you start hiring employees. But once you start hiring employees, you definitely need to get on the ball and get workman's comp insurance because most states do require it. Now, there are a few states that actually go through the state fund. So I believe Ohio, North Dakota, Wyoming, and Washington are the 4 states that have a state fund that you actually have to go through. Everyone else can look for a policy on their own. Now, from my experience, what I have found is most policies are underwritten by Travelers Insurance. Some companies say that they have workman's comp insurance for pet sitting businesses, but when it's actually underwritten, it's through Travelers. Now, if you know of a different one, then definitely drop it in the comments below because I actually haven't found one. Now, when getting a workman's compensation policy for your employees, there's something you want to be aware of. You want to ask, are they basing the premium on estimated payroll or actual payroll? Why does this make a difference? It makes a big difference because if they're basing it on estimated payroll, what they do is they estimate what they think your payroll is going to be for that year, and then they audit you at the end of the term. Now, when they audit you, if their estimate was incorrect, then you get hit with a big bill. There's actually another alternative though. You can go through a company called AP Intego. Now, AP Intego actually bases the premium on your monthly payroll. So you actually pay monthly on the actual and payroll amount instead of the estimated payroll amount. Now, this is really good because sometimes you even end up with a little bit of money back at the end of the term instead of having to pay a big chunk of money. Because let me tell you, when I first got workman's comp insurance, that big bill that I got at the end of the term when they audited me, I was shocked. I had no idea that that was going to happen, and I was not prepared. So I wanted to make you aware of that so that you are prepared so you don't get hit with that same big bill and be shocked. So the fourth type of insurance that you may need for your pet sitting business is commercial auto insurance. Now, typically you do not need commercial auto insurance. If you're just using your personal vehicle to drive back and forth from pet sitting and dog walking jobs, you don't need it. But if you have equipment that you're using, like if you're a mobile groomer, then you would definitely need commercial auto insurance. Now, the question that comes up a lot is, do you need commercial auto insurance for your employees? Your employees should have their own insurance coverage for when they're driving back and forth for dog walking and pet sitting jobs. Now, if your employee is driving your vehicle and it is a business vehicle, then you may want to look into getting commercial auto insurance if they're driving your vehicle a lot. So that's something to think about, but I would always recommend just checking with your insurance company and letting them know how your employee is using your vehicle and see what their recommendations are. So there you have it, the 4 different types of insurance policies that you may need for your pet sitting business. If you haven't already signed up for the Pet Brainy Circle, I encourage you to check it out. It is a community full of pet sitting business owners and experts to help you on your journey of owning a pet sitting business. We would love for you to join us. It's full of workshops and courses and templates and everything that you could possibly need to be successful. So go ahead and join us in the Pet Brainy Circle. I'd love to meet you and help you on your journey of becoming a successful business owner. If you like these videos, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notified every week when I put new videos out. If you think your friends would enjoy these videos, share it with your friends. I'd love to see them. As always, I appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.